It begins the swamp draining. Hunter Biden, son of former Vice President under Barry Soetoro, was being investigated by Ukraine prosecutors for alleged corruption involving a Ukrainian natural gas company called Burisma Holdings. His father, Creepy Joe Biden, threatened to withhold over $1 billion of U.S. loan guarantees if the Ukraine government did not immediately fire the prosecutor. The following Fox News clip shows Creepy Joe bragging about it at the Council on Foreign Relations. As a result, his chances to be the President of the United States in 2020 are less than zero. Also, John Brennan, who was arrested at his home in Virginia in 2018 for child trafficking, but is still running around free shooting off his yap about the non-existent Trump-Russia collusion bullshit, is about to be arrested for treason for his part in the Crossfire Hurricane plot to overthrow a duly elected president. That link is in the description section. If you are wondering why swamp rats and Hollywood celebrities are so vitriolic in their hatred of Donald Trump, wonder no more. I have provided links in the description for past reports many have never seen or have forgotten about. Russia is involved, but not the way you may have been led to believe. Our politicians have been compromised. That is a fact. The president knows and has known, and this is why they want him gone.
Look, Sean, it's a case that is crying out to be investigated. If it doesn't get investigated, we just don't have equal justice in this country. Biden's son took millions of dollars out of the Ukraine and over $1 billion out of China, while Joe Biden, as vice president, was really directing the relief for Ukraine, the loan guarantees, well over $1 billion of loan guarantees. His son then got under investigation. Well, for good reason. He was working for the most corrupt company in Ukraine. He was working for a Ukrainian oligarch who was being protected by Putin. And Joe bragged 2 years later that he got the prosecutor general fired. He just left out of it that the prosecutor general was investigating his son and his son's crooked boss. And then afterwards, the case disappeared.
Ukraine is now begging to give us information that, in fact, they wanted to disrupt our elections in 2016 to help Hillary Clinton. We're all the collusion people now. And Joe Biden literally leveraged $1 billion taxpayer dollars, demanding in 6 hours that a prosecutor investigating his own son gets fired as a result of his connections to this energy company. Here's the tape.
We're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said, I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, what, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a got fired.
He's leveraging our money to get the guy fired that's investigating his son.
The arrogance of that is astounding, Sean. He fails to say, bragging about how he strong-armed the guy out, which is what he says at the beginning. He fails to say that his son was under investigation for money laundering, that after he got the guy thrown out, his son and the crooked oligarch were both let out of the investigation. Now, the Ukrainians have reopened that investigation, and they have been trying to get this information to us for months. But the FBI wouldn't take it. The Justice Department wouldn't take it, because our ambassador there was working for Hillary Clinton, working for the Democrats and for George Soros. And she got fired finally, but she was blocking it. And there is overwhelming evidence of Ukrainian information being given to Democratic National Committee operatives and to Hillary operatives, and the conduit was our embassy in Ukraine. And
all right,
I'm not just saying this. There's a court decision in Ukraine that nobody here paid attention to in December of last year, finding an individual guilty of passing on information to harm Donald Trump, and they find him guilty under Ukrainian law. That man is now one of the chief advisors to the new president-elect of the Ukraine, which is the reason I canceled my trip.
They're willing to hand us this evidence, and they're admitting that they were trying to influence our elections to help Hillary. You said you might go over and investigate, and boy, the left-wing media, the mob had
that was a complete setup. So I set up this meeting a week earlier. 2 days before, I get a call that it's been leaked to the New York Times that two people around him, around the new president-elect, were people that were enemies of Donald Trump, and one of them's been convicted of it. And I was told that this was coordinated, and that when I went there, even though I'm not, Biden's going to be investigated no matter what. You can't escape those facts, no matter how much the media tries to suppress it, because there isn't equal treatment with them. But I want to make sure they don't suppress the investigation of all of this information and all of this dirt that they were digging up that goes back at least as early as January of 2016 with a meeting in Obama's White House.
Last question. Will you go there?
I'll go there as soon as I feel that I can have a useful conversation and this president is not surrounded by enemies of Donald Trump. Convicted enemies of Donald Trump.
Unbelievable story, and him bragging on tape about holding American money hostage, not telling that little part about his son and the amount of money both in China, Ukraine, and the attempt to influence our election. We're all the I believers. We're all the collusion people, just like we're all the obstruction people when it comes to Hillary Clinton's email server. Or I believe Kavanaugh when he's in high school, but silence when it comes to the Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Please subscribe to our backup channels, Whirlwind Revolt, Inglorious Patriots, and Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel. You can also find us at Net4Truth USA on BitChute. We fly so close to the target, we're on our 4th fighter jet. We will be relentless truth seekers until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/Net4Truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.